You know what I need people to stop doing? I need people to stop asking recent graduates or future graduates these following questions. Hey, congratulations, what's next? So what kind of work do you plan on getting into? So do you have anything planned after you graduate? Are you excited? Do you plan on staying here or moving? What can you do with your degree? Do you think your internship will hire you? I mean, did you even ask? And I just need y'all to stop, because I kind of feel like all of y'all have the same little survey that y'all have for recent graduates, because y'all ask the same questions over and over. And then you got people who will ask you questions one month and then ask you the same questions the following month. Like things have changed. Can you worry about your life and not mine? Okay? Yes. Obviously I'm venting because I really do hate being asked these questions on a constant basis. So I'm probably just gonna have to pre-answer these questions, so the next time somebody asks me these same questions, I'm just gonna copy and paste and send them to you directly, because I'm really tired of answering these questions. All right, chill out. We're just graduating. We're just trying to appreciate the fact that we even made it this far. All right, let alone worrying about what's happening next. All right, so just let us enjoy our moment. Let us just, you know, decompress a little bit. It's been a hard 2 years. Let me get my whole life together, and then once I get that together and figure out where God has me going, you know, then I'll let you know. All right, until then, just stop. Thank you. Thank you. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Legacy Speaks. Today we are talking my graduate school journey. Oh gosh, it's about that time, y'all. I graduated December 9th of 2017, and I am really excited. Okay, what part of I am really excited? Can you not tell how turned I am right now? I am just woo! Yes. Before we get into that, please be sure to hit that subscription button below. That way you can stay up to date on newly released content on a regular basis. All right. Ooh. In a previous video before, like I mentioned, I had no intentions of going back to school whatsoever. I actually moved up here to get into public relations and branding within the arts and entertainment sector, and that's exactly what I did from 2015 to about 2017, and I really enjoyed it. But I kind of felt like God was calling me to do something more fulfilling, something that was just more purposeful, rather than doing campaigns and whatnot. And not to knock the PR industry or anything like that, or even the entertainment industry within Atlanta, but I just kind of felt like I could always be doing more, something that was more of a service to others, because that's just what I would like to dedicate my life towards, is just helping other people. So in January of this year, I took another leap of faith and moved outside of my comfort zone once again and quit my job. That way I could solely focus on my graduate school program and also get more in depth within the field. I had to complete an internship in order to graduate, and I was actually trying to do both at the same time, being in the PR industry as well as be within the mental health profession. But I kind of felt like, what was that story in the Bible where it's just like, you can't serve two masters? And that's exactly where I was being tugged at. I feel like there was an internal war within me, because it's just like, on one hand I still wanted to do branding and still do campaigns, but on the other hand I knew that this was the direction that God was calling me into full time. So I just was just like, man, God, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I don't know how I'm going to be able to pay my bills on a monthly basis, but God is a provider. Jehovah Rapha is a provider, okay? And from then on, I was just like, all right, let's do this. And he has never failed me yet, okay? So for anybody who is out there who really has a dream in their heart and really is praying and pressing in the Lord, I really do hope that you just trust him in the direction he's pulling your life into. I feel like that's extremely important. Sometimes we kind of let our dreams die, that we let them wither in the sun like a little raisin, because of the fact that we don't trust that God will do what he says that he would do. He wouldn't have put it on your heart. He wouldn't have put it on your mind to chase after it. So if it's something that's going to be a betterment to society, it's something that's going to become more fulfilling for you and your purpose, I just say go for it. Okay, go for it. Initially, there are so many reasons why I didn't want to go back to grad school. When I graduated from University of South Florida, I had 2 bachelor's of arts degrees, one in communication sciences and disorders and the other one in psychology. And I was having a really hard time getting into my field. And so I'm just sitting here in Tampa like, dang man, what the heck am I going to do? I have these 2 degrees, I'm feeling worthless because nobody's trying to hire a young thug and nobody's trying to, you know, put me on or whatever. So instead of just staying in that job that I was at where I was just kind of, you know, using my psychological skills frivolously, I was just like, man, I gotta do something. Let me just jump out there, don't renew your lease, and just move to Atlanta. And I'm so grateful for my godmother because she really has had my back to the very end from the beginning. And so she was just like, you can come up here, but you have to make sure that you're really grinding and you're really putting in an effort. If this is something that you want to do, you have to go full force with it. And that's exactly what I did. When I moved up here, I was just hustling, grinding, connecting. Then my godmother hit me with, if you're gonna live underneath my roof, you're gonna apply to grad school. She was just like, yeah, this branding thing is awesome, and I'm really glad that this is something that you want to do, and I believe in you, but at the end of the day, you should definitely have a backup plan just in case. And so I'm just like, okay, well, let me figure out what I want to do. I'm gonna just apply. That's what I thought. I was like, I'm just gonna apply to appease her. I really don't want to go back to school. I really have no intentions on trying to enroll into school because one, I was not trying to accrue more loans, okay? And at the time, I was still considered an out-of-state student, so I really was not with it. I really did not want to add more on top of what I already had. Then on top of that, I was so tired of school. I was not ready to be delving back into some books, even buying books, purchasing stuff for school. I just was not into it at all. And then life happened, right? And they say that the things that you're most passionate about are because of the fact that you've experienced it or a loved one has experienced it. If you go back to the old video that I had, I was just talking about how December of 2014 was literally the coldest winter ever for me. My family was really going through a lot. That really changed my mindset, and that's what kind of made me kind of chase the dream of being able to become a mental health professional, because a lot of times we definitely focus more on the physical aspect of ourselves. Like, okay, I got a diet, I need to exercise, I need to be making sure that I'm taking care of this physical body, but we always negate the mind. And I always want to share this message with a lot of people. You can't have one without the other. What's the point of having a healthy body but have a corrupted mind? What's the point of having a really awesome and sharp mind and you have a body that's just not valuable, which is pretty much worthless, or you're kind of laying there like a vegetable? So the two go hand in hand. I'm never putting mental health over physical health or vice versa. I just really want people to remember that it's important to take care of both. Seeing how important it is to definitely invest in your mental health, invest in your mind, invest in the way that you're thinking, invest in the way that you're kind of perceiving the world, and thinking about how all the experiences over the course of your lifespan has impacted you both positively and negatively. I think that is something that I really truly enjoy. I don't know, it's just something that I really hope that people get a better understanding of and start talking about more. Granted, the concept of mental health awareness has increased significantly over the course of the past 5 to 10 years, and it's definitely grown and developed as more research is found and produced. However, I really want my generation to definitely push the envelope and kind of push this message and push this rhetoric, because it's so important. All right, so the journey to getting my master's of education, whoa. Yes, so I started in August 2015, the University of West Georgia, which was the best decision ever. The staff there is freaking amazing. The coursework is freaking amazing. I actually applied to the University of West Georgia and Georgia State, got accepted to both. Woot woot. And at the end of the day, I just chose University of West Georgia because they catered to the non-traditional student. At the time, I was working full-time at my previous job, and I was just like, man, you know, I really appreciate the fact that I'm able to still work in the daytime and then go to class at night. I was driving from Atlanta to campus, which took about an hour and 15 minutes, hour 30 depending on traffic, and going to class 3 times a week. I mean, hello, come on. And that was the haze. That was the supreme haze. And honestly, not only was it a blessing for God to still put that on our heart to be okay with me going to school and doing both, especially with them being two polar opposites, but I feel like because I had such a great work ethic and I didn't allow what was going on in my personal life to flow over into my professional life, I think that was okay. As long as you don't allow the two to collide. One cannot affect the other. Your productivity needs to remain the same, and you need to constantly be grinding and doing what you need to do. So yes, for anybody who's definitely out there thinking about, hey, I want to do a side hustle, or I want to, you know, pursue or further my education, go after it, do it. But just make sure that you are disciplined enough to be able to manage both accordingly. But at a certain point, I had to be real with myself. Could I still continue to do both? Yes, I could, but did I want to do both? No, not really. And I'm the type of person that's just like, I need to make sure that I have a backup plan before I can even commit to something. But I was just like, you know what? No, you cannot serve two masters. And if you are going to fully do this, you need to fully trust me. If you want to help other people, if you really want to grow and walk in what I have called you to do, then you need to trust me. So I'm like, all right, okay. You got me this far. You got me from Tampa to Atlanta. So all right, we're gonna do this. And just even thinking about how I've grown thus far, not only personally but professionally as well, I'm just really grateful to God for this. On my last day of my internship, they do this major celebration for the interns who are graduating and leaving, and I'm just over here like, okay, you know, I'm excited to get out of here. I'm excited to graduate. Yes. Woo! Lord have mercy. But then I was just getting really emotional. I refused to cry though. I refused to cry in front of everybody. But it's just to be honored and to hear things like, you've saved my life, you've changed my life. I really do appreciate you for being there for me, and just all these great and amazing things. I am so honored and blessed to have had the opportunity to work with such a diverse group of people. I really have no regrets about going back to school. I'm really glad that I went back to graduate school. But for those who are considering to return back to continue their education, a few things to consider. Please be sure to make sure that the program is right for you. Make sure that it's a school campus that is right for you as well. Check to see what the campus provides, what the department provides, what resources they provide, everything to make sure that you are able to excel as a student and as a future professional. Check out the rubrics, check out the plan of study, all of that stuff, because you want to make sure it's in alignment of where you're trying to go. You don't just want to be taking classes, you just don't want to be enrolled into a program that's definitely going to give you a whole U-turn. So make sure that that program is extremely right for you. If you plan on working, see what options they provide. Like for example, like I said, University of West Georgia catered to non-traditional students, so all their classes were at nighttime. Whereas if I went to Georgia State, all of the classes would have been sporadic. I could have had a class at maybe 9 o'clock in the morning and another one at 1 o'clock. I wouldn't have been able to maintain my job. Being gone on and off like that wouldn't have worked. Another important factor is tuition. What's it going to cost for you to go back to school? So whether you're paying out of pocket or with loans, you still need to be able to kind of monetize that. That way you can know how much you need to pay back or how much you need to save up for. And campus activities. And I know we're all grown. We're probably like, I don't plan on being on campus for no activities or nothing. But there are some great and amazing things that your graduate school program may provide you. Programs and activities like teaching you how to update your LinkedIn, how to tweak your resume, how to leverage whatever experience you have in order to obtain a job, a lot of networking events, how to navigate being able to build those connections out there in the real world. So just check and see what your school provides. Check and see if it's a right fit for you. Also, make sure that this is something that you really want to do. There's no worse feeling than wasting your time. So if you're just going to go back to school just because everybody else is doing it, then you're not going to be fulfilled. You're not going to be happy. So make sure that this is the right time for your life. One, and also make sure that this is something that you truly want to do, not everybody else, but something that you truly want to do, because graduate school really is a test within itself, both mentally, physically, emotionally. There are going to be times where it's just like, dang bro, I really don't feel like doing this assignment, you know, and you're trying to balance your life as a whole. Like in undergrad, you're just like, man, I'm just going to class, you know, probably going to your federal work study job, you know, you barely doing whatever, you just kicking it. But here as an adult, as graduate student, you gotta balance the kids, you gotta balance managing your home, a full-time, part-time job. You have a lot to balance. There's a lot more on your plate. So definitely check to see whether or not this is something that's best for you. Other than that, I really do encourage you to pursue whatever dream that you have. If it's something that's in your heart, go ahead and do it. Whether it's furthering your education, starting your own business, whatever. Thank you so much for tuning into another episode of Legacy Speaks. I really do hope that you got some type of encouragement or laughter from my graduate school journey, okay? Because it has been a tough one and I'm just trying to have a good old time, all right? This is just me and you just informally talking. Usually I'm, you know, writing stuff out and trying to create notes, but you know, just having a real one-on-one conversation with you all. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and hit that comment section below to kind of give me some word of encouragement and word of wisdom as I enter into the field full time. All right, y'all. I am so excited. Yay! And don't forget to stay connected via Legacy SVKS on everything. Until next time.